Hello and welcome to the STB Racing League here for the season 26 British Grand Prix for the Tier 2 here. Lap times are improving by the minutes. The rain seems to have settled down. The track is getting drier. The dry line is forming and the inters are now the dominant tyre. Most people started on wets, but everyone's now onto the intermediates as the rain has died down. It's going to be all about who can set that lap time as late as they possibly can. That'll be, I think, the most important thing. The track's just going to get faster and faster and faster as we go through the session. Right now on pole, it is Tierman. He starts a lap, so we will stay on board with him then. A bit of a slide, keeps it in 7th. Bit of a slide for turn 2, car's very on edge. Down to 3rd. Get the car roasted, very slippery around here in the dry. Never mind the wet. The McLaren, on the side of the Alpine, just about gets it away, keeps it in 3rd. Really managing the throttle. Something like worth to knock the ERS down just for better traction. Now overtake being used, but don't use it all because you run out of deployment at some point if you use too much of it too early on. Into turn Brooklands, keeping 4th down to 3rd. Short stretch to 4th just to manage that traction. Traction gets a bit weird on this game, especially when between gears. Now, one overtake, so important now not to use it too much down there because you all need some for the end, especially going from Stowe into Vale. Not flat in the Cops, it is quite a bit of a lift, if not a tad on the brakes. Now, flat, I assume through Maggots, and then a slight brake going into Beckett's. No, just a slight lift for Tierman, but it doesn't need a brake, so let the engine braking and the downforce slow the car down. Down the hanger straight then. Get into Stowe then. Kept a little bit of ERS in play. Hopefully the car in front gets you going to the pits. So don't worry about him now. Into Vale now. Clean Stowe. Very difficult corner in the dry. Front it's very, very weird. It really puts you a lot wider than you would want it to. And then manage the throttle. He keeps it in 4th. Got a little bit less. And it is he's absolutely miles away. Is he supposed to be in Tier 2 at this point? Because he's 2 seconds ahead of Sniper Sight. He's also on the lap, but don't forget the track, he's still driving. There go Nicholas! Nicholas out of nowhere! Where is that come from? The pace must be ramping up like mad because he's just gone 12 thousandths faster. So the track has obviously dramatically improved. I think because the rain has recently stopped, these fast lap times are now pouring in. As Dallin has now gone a 36.2. Hamza 34.9, so actually this is just the track improving. This is not general pace, this is just track evolution as it gets drier. But the rain's almost stopped, so the track is drying very fast because it was absolute heavy rain at the start of the session, so clearly it is drying up, or at least clearing out, I should say. That's a big corner cut by Tierman. I don't think he's not even on lap anyway, so that's no problem for him then. Anyone else on lap? Tierman, Danger Man, no longer. Also, Danger Man, sorry, not on a lap. Is it Danger Man? Maldi then, up into P9, and I'm sure he won't be too badly pleased with that. Even considering the wet conditions, Spenny then. Oh, it's a snapper oversteer. Oh, and again! So sketchy around that corner is now in this game, especially with the setups these days, but in the rain, yeah, that's a horrendous corner cut. And he has run out of time to do another lap time because that lap time is already over. They've also got a lap time to do McCarthy, new driver, got a few new drivers inside, including McCarthy, and then 2 PRL guys, Cami and Asinokos or Asinox. Yeah. Tierman, I think I was mentioning before. Yeah, now you're going to drive. Oh yeah, and Cypress Sire as well. Also a new driver. As Nevis 2 goes up to P2. No one can get close to Hamza here. Maldi, obviously not on lap. He is the last person to cross the line then. So that is your qualifying done then. Hamza on pole then by a tenth of a second to Yavuz Tuga. Nicholas P3, TMM P4, Wetu P5, Dark Engineer P6, Dano P7, DJ Danny P8, Joe P9, Side Effects P10, Cyperside P11, Maldi P12, Makati P13, Avni OK P14, Spenny P15, Cami P16, Blaze Rapids P17, and then they're coming out of time because actually we've got a full grid tonight, which is very surprising considering it's tier 2 and it is dry, but we have heard there is some rain possibility coming at the end of the race. So, exciting time then for the end. It might spice some things up. Might change the way people want strategies. Maybe they want to go on the set mediums, maybe trying to stretch it. Or do want to go on those dreadful hards and just guarantee going to that rain period. Or you might not get wet enough, so you might want to stick with the normal strategy and then just pit like normal. Because those hards, after yesterday, were absolutely dreadful. Like, they were horrendous. They were that bad that they actually got faster over time and slower. So look. Strategies, some people going for the mediums. Not many. Oh, yeah, I think DOS, the Bird, and Darlow. Obviously the two tier 1 drivers, or Birds, technically both opting to, or we've been told to not do any qualifying laps as usual. So, formation lap. Let's get all the things sorted then. Ready for the start of this race. So a mix of medium softs, probably about 50-50, maybe a little bit more on the softs, but definitely going to be interesting to see how this strategy works. Maybe some people opt in for the mediums, maybe for the rain, but I'm not sure how long those mediums last. Didn't use them yesterday. So Hamden's on the softs, but then you've got the next 3 people behind him all on mediums. So looking to maybe hold on to Hamza and then gain time later on in the stint. So, I'm hoping for 3 race. It's going to be difficult to manage because we have got a full grid. So it's going to be, and my apologies if I do miss some action because I'm not going to get it all. People messing up the grid boxes. They are disabled for obvious reasons. It's lap 1 of the race. It is 5 lights then. Lights out, and away we go. I think Cuss has got a drive-through penalty for a jump start already. It's a terrible start to the season. Well, start is the debut for him. They all navigate round turn 1, 2 and 3 into Farm Corner, and as they all navigate round, it's chaos ensues as the Alpine goes off. That is Nicholas in the Alpine. It's 4 wide going into here there. It's 4 wide, and there's some contact, which wasn't surprising. The Mercedes lost out. That's Danny getting caught the worst out of it, but surprisingly, they managed to hold on 4 wide. Down into Brooklands as it all goes side by side. There's 3 wide momentarily at the back there. As I got Watui and everyone just side by side. Actually, there's so many cars. I'm not used to this. There's just action everywhere at the moment. Just trying to catch whatever I can. Hamza continues to lead and down the old pit straight then with the others Tuga and Tierman. Top 3, 4, not much changed. Apart from the top of the apart from Tim and Nicholas actually swapping. And Spenny's round. Spenny's made a mistake. He's off and the gravel. He's getting damaged. Oh no, he's lagged. Oh, that's something that's connection issues actually. Okay, maybe he wasn't off them. The 2 Hasses now find themselves at the back of the grid. Chaos and shoots them. No moves really getting done into the Vale chicane. A little bit of a look then from, I believe it was Bird and Snipers, or maybe Danny. Lap 2 done. Lap 2 on then. DRS enabled. There'll be one big DRS train. I think I see Knockos. I see Knox. It's gonna be a strange one to pronounce, especially visually. Oh, and Aston Martin, Tharlos just steamrolled up inside of the Sauber of Spenny. This is done for Tharlo then. He is making mincemeat of this tier 2 grid at the moment. Probably one of the worst tracks to get a drive-through penalty. It's the longest in terms of lap time in the pit lane. It's 37 miles an hour and probably one of the longest ones there. It's the worst one you'll possibly pick because he's now 21 seconds off his teammate. That's not even stopping for a tyre change. That's just driving through the pits. He's lost over 20 seconds. So that's like, but a pit stop's probably about 24, 25 seconds, so it's just generally on the higher end. Marching now with the Williams of Bird and Sound Effects, sorry. Sound Effects has gone off the track in the Williams, off the track, then he's actually dipped into the pits. Has he got damage? That's interesting. Unless it's a very early one stopper, unless he wants to get on those mediums and then just use pure pace. Let's keep an eye on him because I'm curious what's happened there, unless it could be strategy. There's a lot of throwing damage and they haven't replaced the damage. He does have damage, but he hasn't been replaced, and he's onto the hard tyres. So his strategy has just been absolutely up the arse. And Hamza, talking about up the arse, is running away from people being up his arse. So front wing change was obviously the idea for Side Effects because there was quite a bit of damage on there, and it hasn't really been replaced. So that's completely ruined his strategy because that's the only set of hards he will have available, which means he has to go on to a set of mediums and then stretch them to the end, which is a long way on these tyres. Although the mediums, to be honest, do like quite a long way. The tyre wear is actually quite surprisingly low around here. So, but it just means he might have to make another pit stop. That's if he opts to. But I'm assuming it's worse. If it's that bad that you had to pit early, then it's got to be quite bad. But here comes Tierman then. On the other two, breezes past, bit of overtake, bit of DRS. Now it's going to be 3-1. Oh my god, the McLaren and the other Tuga. Dane Darkin almost got into a big collision there. Lots of moving around. And now, it's showing Nicholas a little bit of lag there. And it's actually thrown off Darkin a little bit there. As the two Spanish drivers in the McLarens navigate through. Kind of the McLarens known for their Spanish the people that tend to run the team. And then there's one car off, it looks like that's Danny. Danny's had a mistake, or something's happened down the pit straight. I don't believe that's the first time he's had an incident down there. It wasn't with Bird, can't be with Bird, because Bird's up in P7. So, action pack, somebody's lights flashing. That is Nicholas saving his battery. He needs to, because he's used a lot. As they all wobble around, Side Effects has opted not to pit again, so he's going to have to run around with that front wing damage for pretty much the rest of the race, unless it doesn't rain. Stick with this battle for the podium here. P2 Hamza has pulled away, which is crucial. DRS is very strong around the circuit, especially with the slightly high downforce levels we run around here. It's actually known as 20s and 30s. It was Tugert gaining as Tierman knocks the battery momentarily. D starts derating. Oh, a bit wide there for Tugert. Might have been a warning if he might have got away with it. As Dill navigates, very slippery this corner is. Oh my god, the Rebels over the curb! That's Bird! Trying to be a Bird. It's not quite the one way you want to be a Bird, to be honest, Bird. And all your flags is a Williams or Alpine. That is Watui has had a moment through Vale and Club. Now you've got Ferrari defending from their mine. That's Maudi on Tharlo. Now Bird is now making a move on Dilemma around the outside into the loop. Still position not gained. He's got to give him the space for entry. He's got the DRS in it, but he has got, crucially, the slipstream. The McLaren's looking to come back. Oh, and Bird's going to pinch him into the curb, and the McLaren's going to go around the outside, but I think he's overshot it. He has, and that's going to turn back on the circuit. Now under threat to the Mercedes. Now the older McLaren Darkin is now fighting with Nicholas. Maybe those softs are just starting to go off a little bit. There comes a it's on the train up. I think Tierman was recharging his batteries down there, and it's just bunching everyone up. Dark is using his battery to get a corner cut and some contact with the Williams. Oh, that's going to get a bit feisty. Blaze's already got a penalty already, but he has to look his back way into P3. Has Javas Tuga, but DRS and Slipstream for both of them. But fortunately, Darkin's got no battery left. Nicholas hasn't either, and neither has Bird. They're all got a battery. Oh, and a big contact! And Nicholas has been smacked into the back of them, and lots of cars going off the circuit. Yeah, I'm not sure that's a bit of lag might be taken to cut, but it looked like Nicholas just carried way too much speed and hit the back of them. So, one car down from this big battle. I was expecting them, I think, at some point, because there was a lot going on. And that's one car down, and fortunately it's the Brazilian. It's kind of got a bit of gaps between them now. None of them are really that close now, in that sense. Bird's already up 12 places, had a great start. Just proves how much better Bird is than Tharlo. But I'll probably shoot that one, makes a big difference. If you can get a couple more places, it can stop. Oh, and that's miles around at Tharlo. And it's a safety car. And Tharlo, it's a strange place to crash. I remember one of the Manners crashed there back in 2015 when I was actually there at the real race. One of the Manners actually crashed there at one point. One of the old Manor cars. It was either Will Stevens or Merry. It was one of the two. I remember them crashing there before. So it's happened in real life. But yeah, it's an interesting place to crash, and it has caused a safety car. And that does allow Osnikos or Osinox and Side Effects to catch back up, and Tharlo himself. And that's peeled everyone into the pit lane. Is it going to be another situation where everyone's going to put on the hards? Or some people might opt for the mediums. Maybe they might think the hards are that bad. May as well stuck it for the mediums. And Maudi's got us speeding the pit lane. 10-second time penalty. It's a 37-mile-an-hour pit lane here. Or 50 kilometres an hour. Or was it 60 kilometres an hour? I thought it was 50. I think it is 50. I think they do use sometimes 60 km/h in real life. And also for Blaze Weapons, also 10-second time penalty. Oh, there's Williams! Yavuz Tugra is sideways and he's got damage, and he's disqualified for blocking the pit lane. He's crashed it in the pit lane and got himself disqualified. That must be one of the most embarrassing ways to lose and go out of a race. I mean, does he really want to be Graham Grosjean that badly? Never seen anyone do that before, not in league racing. That is spectacular. to do that. And obviously it's very harsh, this game is. You park it in front of the pit lane exit for 2 seconds and it will disqualify you. There's no 5 seconds, give me a chance, I'll probably try and turn this around. But that problem is these cars are as long as the width of that pit lane. So it's very difficult even to try and light the rear tyres around, because this game, the traction is very weird. You can't just light up the rear tyres. I think the only way you can do it if you brake and then floor the accelerator and then try and flick it. But even the game, it still doesn't like that. So it's difficult to spin it around. And yeah, but how he managed to do it in the first place, it's amazing to me. Because we all know that's an uphill, and it's just bend on a very slow pit lane exit on cold tyres. I mean, you got to be careful on avoids on the exit, and is it bumpy as well? You got to be careful. Let's see what tyres everyone's gone to then, because everyone's going to do something else. So we've got people like Joey, Wetui and Kami have all opted to stay out there. They're all opting to stay on a stick in the same strategy. Might as well got a 10-second time penalty for ignoring yellow flags. So he's gone to get removed, a 10-second time penalty, only to get another one. So yeah, not good. Now he's now gone onto a set of mediums. Or the mediums he's just done a lap on. So now he's gone for a set of mediums, and Maldi is opting for, I assume, another set of mediums. Yes, he does. But right now it's a mix of tyres now. So you've got Joey, Wetui and Kemi have all stayed out. Wetui's actually stayed on soft, which is surprising, because they ain't going to do that many more laps. They'll probably do another 4 to 7 laps, but they will definitely have to come into pits. But you're going to get Hams and Tiemann on the hard, so that would be interesting to see how they try and get this tyre working. You got Darkin and Bird, and definitely on the, I would assume at this point, the better tyre. I think the mediums can probably, I think, shouldn't have no trouble getting these tyres at the end. I think the mediums is the better choice, because the tyres do last quite well around here. Generally, anyway. Some have opted for the hards, but the problem is the hards, they're very slow compared to the mediums. They're like a second lap slower. The only good thing is they do get the actual degradation, the tyre degradation, degradation. I just completely forgot how to say that word. Degradation. That is degradation, isn't it? But it's actually, you know, you actually get faster over time. It's actually a positive tyre degradation. Fuck. So with that one word, you just can never say it right until you actually see somebody say it, and then the next day you're fine. But yeah, you actually get faster throughout the race because the fuel actually burns off more lap time faster than the tyres actually lose lap time. That's how durable they are, but they're just slow. But it takes like 13 laps for the hards to catch up pace-wise to the softs. That's how bad they are. Normally, in other tracks, you do like 4 laps on a set of softs, and then they're slower than the set of 4-lap old hards. But on here, it's a strange one. I'm not sure it's just because it's the harder tyre compounds, which obviously don't really come up very often. But it is, they are very strange, and honestly, there's no grip on those tyres at all. I mean, obviously there's grip, but they're very slippery. They're not nice, but they do last an awful long time. Like I said, the only good thing about it is they do actually get faster, but it's not always the case. The main thing is holding on for those first like 8 laps. And hopefully, when their tyres are chopped off, you've got enough pace to actually stay with them. Because they were honestly dreadful. Lemon's opted for a set of softs, so he's obviously committed on either a 2-stopper or hoping for the rain. It is getting more cloudy. It is getting more cloudy, yeah. I assume safety car probably either in this lap or next lap, depending on that Ferrari Maldi does catch up. He has opted for another set of mediums. He had to go back onto the scrub set of tyres, but I would say under safety car conditions, but he was basically blasting it around with no delta 50 seconds behind everyone, so I don't think it was a safety car lap. It's obviously going to be a push lap, so it's unfortunate. I mean, I don't know how you got the other 10-second time penalty, whether somebody lost it and you gained a place. But yeah, I don't know. I can assume it's sort of illegal overtakes. Safety car is in this lap, but Maudi should catch up, no problem at all. He'll catch him on the hanger straight, no problem at all. So, racing again. Joey then will lead the pace then. Say that in a little while. So, when did he go then? Still hasn't gone yet. Still hasn't gone. Still hasn't gone. Now he's gone. Now he's gone. Now. Late restart for Joey then. They all fly down. And there's already a flag to get some Catty. One of those hards already lost places already. And Tiemann up the inside. Oh, watch out for these hards because they are very skitterish. And there he goes. And then look at the McLaren on the softs. Dilemma absolutely making mint. Those softs are beautiful in these sort of conditions, especially at this track. They are going to be working perfectly for the next 10 laps. We'll have so much more pace. You have a second and a half faster than some of these hard runners. Look at the grip he's got. Those hards are dreadful. He's caught so much time already. It's 3 wide now where Tui's now making a move on Joey. Side by side going into Cop's corner. Hamza backs out. He's going to have to sit it out for a bit. We got too calm because he's got Dilemma on the softs right behind him. Oh, made contact and the Haas had a bit of wayment as well. That's Cammy. But it's also pinched Hamza and now Dilemma's kind of scrapping for place to where he can find a way through. And now he's being chasing down the back of the Sauber. Bit of awfully, that's Bird making a move on the inside, ambitious on Tiemann. And Tiemann's losing time here. Those hards, like I said, they are horrendous. Having lost more time. Contact with that was Bird and Darkin. And then now it's Darkin and Hamza having a collision there as well. And Bird slipped through. He's got through most of them. DRS has been enabled. Those mediums clearly just that much better than the hards, and there's more type of action. Oh no, there's more contact between the McLaren and the Alpha Tauri Toro Rosso, and they had to go off the track. Did one of the McLarens? Oh, where was it? It was actually Tiemann himself that actually went off. But yeah, those hards are dreadful. Now he's getting punted, and the McLaren goes flying through. Also on the soft tyres, that's Dilemma actually had the moment there. He must have lost some time because he was P4. Chaos everywhere. It's unfortunate because Dilemma's now lost that sort of advantage, that initial advantage that he's just used on the softs. He's going to have to reuse them again. But it's up into P4. And after all that squabble, these guys are all fitted for fresh tyres. It's really hurt them because they've now lost the gap to the top 3 who are all still on those old tyres that they started on. But I'm assuming Bird will drag these guys along and get them within DRS because, I mean, 6 lap older, fresher medium tyres is going to make the difference. And Dilemma goes flying past Darkin. Look at the soft tyres. Hamza's on the hards. Look at the grip he's got. Even in dirty air, he's able to make moves. He's going for the move here. Ambitious. Up the inside. It really pushes. There was some debris there. Or was it just the game being weird with the weird debris model? Probably that. But flies through, and those softs are working nicely. But the problem is now Hamza is definitely not going to take that one out easily. But I'm sure Hamza might say, right, I'm going to sit behind him. Because, well, first of all, he's now the bridge to DRS. Because now that Dilemma's done that, Dilemma's now got them in DRS of the group ahead. And Dilemma's on the softs. Oh, Hamza's made a mistake, and now Darkin's flying through. Those mediums are probably the best race, probably the race tyre you want to be on. At this point in the race, to be honest. Through goes this mediums. Like, even the mediums have got quite a bit of advantage. He's had a bit of moment on the curb. Now he's fighting Nicholas. Hamza's now lost 2 places. Those hards are dreadful. Bloody, if I know how bad they were, I would have touched them yesterday. I would have just gone to mediums and just, well, screw it. I don't care if I get punctured territory. I want to be able to be competitive. Because Tiemann's down to P12. He was like P4, P5, and not restart. He's dropped so many places. I mean, yeah, he's been a bit bullied, to be honest, but still, I mean, that's just how bad that tyre is. It really is dreadful. Watui's now getting overtaken by Bird up into P2. Does he go then? Bird does have a penalty though. A new dilemma. He's on the fresh set of softs, but he's just turned in on Watui, and that you can't have that. You can't just turn on him there. That was definitely Dilemma's fault. You can't turn in on somebody like that. Sorry, you just can't do that. That was bad driving there by Dilemma, and that only makes it worse for Watui, who's on that old set of softs. He wants to be hanging, trying to stay with them, but now he's getting bullied across, and that Sauber's now ghosting his Hamza. Not sure quite how that works, but unfortunately for Watui, can't even use the battery to catch up because he's used it all. Oh, that's a penalty for Dilemma. Another Dilemma for him then. All the way back at Joey. Joey's still on those original starting medium tyres. He's going to be obviously at a disadvantage. Darkin, he's using everything he's got, but he hasn't quite got a pace down the straights. Surely he'll have it through the corners. And Joey uses a bit of overtake just to keep ahead. If not, Dilemma's using none through there. It's really cheese grating in the back of that diffuser. Hamza's now fighting with Cammy. Cammy on the mediums. Inside wins there. Yeah, flag. Spelling's out of the race. There's also more carnage going on there. What is going on here? Actually, there's another safety car. And then Williams also where Tui's gone off as well. And so many is now out of this race. That is him out. Safety car is out. And everything comes back down to code green, or code yellow I should say. What did the Americans have? What's it called now? I hate it when I think of something and you can't think of what it is. Damn it. Surely now, the people that start on the old tyres should surely pit now. So Watui, Joey, they've all got to pit in. They have to. Bird's opted to pit, so I think everyone might come in, to be honest. But Tharlo stays out. He's got the freshest tyres out of everyone, so it makes sense. He's going to change the track position and then wait it out for the rain period. And so is Nicholas. I think some of the hard runners have stayed out. I think that's a bad choice because they're going to be even slower now than the people that are on fresh tyres. If I was the hards, I would have got rid of them straight away. Get off those tyres when you can, because before you know it, you find yourself dead last. And intermediates of Bird! Intermediates! It's not even raining yet. I know we've got probably rain coming, but it's not even raining yet. And he's already opted for the inters. That could be an absolute disaster class. There's no way, and Matui's also on the intermediates as well. I don't see that happening. It's all about being on the right tyre at the right time. And right now, this is not the right tyre to be on at right this time. He's got to make sure he looks after those because they will very easily burn out. He needs to hope that this rain comes down now. It needs to come down now to give him 2 laps for the track to get wet enough. But you know what this game's like. Sometimes it can rain. It might just never ever get wet enough for interims. Just don't know. Or it might just tip over, but it might take a while. Or it could rain and be wet within 2 laps. We don't know. We just don't know. I don't see that working. He's going to lose more time than he's probably in the game. By the time it starts raining, he would have lost more time, and then his intermediates will be burnt out, and then he will have to pit anyway. So he's lost free time. For me, I don't see that it makes sense at the moment. Maybe it'll make more sense in a lap's time. We'll see. But even Cami, Osnekot, you know what? I don't even know if I've got dyslexia or not, but sometimes I feel like that name, I read it differently every time I see it. One day people will have a normal name. I know they're not obviously English, but damn, I can't even pronounce that. He's actually coming to the pits actually now, I say that. He's opted for new set of tyres then, which is strange. Why now? I don't know why. He's got a 10-second time penalty on your flags. He's overtaking people. That's what's happened. This is why I think people are overtaking too early when I come into the pits. It's throwing it off. Maybe some more people are opting for inters then, because even some people on the softs are pitting now. But is it the way to go? I mean, it'd be surely been saying to me as well. Why would Anthony come in? Doesn't make any sense. And he's actually only got a 10-second time penalty to be removed. But yeah, set of intermediates for both of them. So, interesting call then. So let's go. Still no rain visible yet. There's the rain. Yeah, it's the rain. But surely the safety car would come in this lap. So safety car in his lap then. A late call as Avenue and Osinox on Osinox. I can't even call him PRL because there's another PL driver. But yeah, you get me. Driving penalty for Ducati for ignoring our flags then. It's like the 4th time that's happened now, I swear. Up to earlier for 7 minutes, but is that the way to go? Because it might not be wet enough yet. It might be just losing time. Oh, what's up as action with Cami and Dalama. Dalama gets 3 on those again. Fresh set of softs. Working nicely. This might be the way to go. Stay on the softs. Use the grip advantage and then pit later than everyone else. And then, yeah. Just hopefully, even when they pit for intermediates, they softs should be still faster. So Jerry's followed through though. So Cami's just going to lose time now. Why did he not pit? Now he's just scrambling on much older tyres. Even Tierman on the hards is flying past him now. And now Darkin on the softs is going to fly past him. He's getting eaten alive. Is the even Maldi's pushing him along. Don't make it 3 wide, don't make it stupid. Oh dear. It's 4 wide going to Stowe, and it's got him. Oh, Maldi's made contact with the Mercedes, and the Mercedes did not give him space. Saying that, I don't see a Mercedes here. Oh, it's Danny. It's Danny. Danny didn't give Maldi space. And it's caused a collision. Danny's got 3. Maldi's lost 4 places because of that. or at least 3 anyway. That's not good. Marty be raving him in the party. And he's like, I don't want to be caught up by Bird. Let's actually see the position of Bird. He's on the inters. Seems to be doing okay at the moment. Doesn't seem to be suffering too much. DRS is still enabled. But in a few laps they'll be burnt out if the track does not get wet enough. Yeah, it doesn't seem too bad at the moment. It seems to me it can hang on for a couple of laps when they can, and if they can. Farline's running away with it now. He's using that track advantage that he needed. Bear's now actually starting to catch up now on these soft runners. Is he, mate? Is he ready for intermediates? Because now, look at him. And the Mercedes is gone. That's Danny. And I assume Maldi will find that a bit funny. Bird is also, look at him. He's got the advantage. The inters are working. And right outside it goes. And Side Effects has to give up the position. As inters are working then. Surprisingly. They're even faster than the softs it seems at this point now. I mean, I feel sorry for the guys on hards. Oh no, that was never going to work. Luckily, nothing will happen there in the end. It's gone back for another one. It's been hit. Oh no, Joey hit. So Hamza went for the overtake, but Joey went for the overtake on Hamza, and Hamza now lost himself on traction. I think that might be a. He might. I think he's just given up, and that's a 5-second time penalty. But we said to try to track, and I'll make sure he doesn't do anything silly. We've got 2 Haas drivers now flying past. They're going to be caused and unfortunate, and it is getting wetter now. Bird, I think, might have done strategy of the day. It might have worked out on the end then. Thought I was supposed to dilemma. I think the softs are still working. Thor's opted to pit. The soft runners are staying out. They can afford to, I think. But the hard runners and the medium runners are all pitting. The soft runners, I think, can hang on for a little bit longer. I think they've got the grip to do so. Danny's decided to opt to pit. So most of the soft runners are staying out here. The rest are pitting for inters, and that puts Bird, if he has the tyres left available, puts him up into P4. Because at this rate, he might win this race by about 15 seconds. Because that's the way I'm predicting it. Actually can't do, because I'm going to say Ossinox. Ossinox, there you go, Ossinox. Is only about 5 seconds behind Bird. Maybe about 6. Maybe about 7 seconds behind Bird, so. But he's still not going to have anyone really keeping him company. Fortunately, split everyone else, pretty much everyone, out of DRS of each other. Like, no one's within DRS apart from Bird and Joey. There are only 2 people within DRS of somebody. It's kind of spread everyone out in these pit stops. It's getting wetter, but it's still not that wet yet. DRS overtake for the Bird. Not close enough. Oh, Bird's followed Darkin wide, but even the softs I think are struggling now. Darkin's up to the pit, which is great for Bird because he can keep on charging down. He's going to overtake the top 2 before they even need to pit. He is catching up now. He's caught up that much. He's not even within DRS. But he's keeping it none, charging it back shop. Doesn't need to. He can use the tyres to catch back up in the corners. Look at the grip he's got now compared to the other two. Clearly the 6 is struggling. Even Dalamet's had a bit of a moment there and he's struggling. Bird might strike now. But Dalamet's certainly fighting it. Bird's opted for none. It's charging it back up. Well, you can't necessarily charge down the straights, but you can certainly save it. That's wide for Dalamet, and Bird's gone for the movement then. It's flew past. Bird Dalamet has to back out of that. No point fighting it now. Because at this point, he's not on the right tyres. Honestly, these guys on slicks now, it might be worth them staying out, because what's the point of wasting another 25 seconds pitting when you can lose about 10 to 15 seconds when it's just sticking on the slicks? But how much time are they losing at this point? That's the thing. Is it worth staying out on slicks? And just... Oh, no. Okay, Dalamet has the choice of pitting. He's decided that I'm going to lose too much time on these slicks. I need to pit. Joey's gone for... You know what? Might try and get out here, because I might still have a P2 in my hands. I've got Aussie Knox on a penalty, and he's about 4 or 5 seconds behind him. There's some yellow flags. Aston Martin or Alpine. Yeah, it's 6.5 seconds. So 9.5 seconds has Joey got. But saying that, you got side effects just behind him. So maybe about 7.5. But if you can hold this gap, Joey hasn't done too bad holding on to these slicks. You just got to hope this track doesn't get too wet. Because I think now, I mean what, you got 4 laps, 5 laps. Let's say you lose 2 seconds a lap, that's 10 seconds. But if you pit, you'd lose 25 seconds and you gain nothing after the end of it. Where you are is where you are. And whatever you try and get is what you get. But if he sticks on these slicks, I think he's guaranteed a top 5, because I don't think Tharlo's going to catch him. He's too far behind, unless the slicks really drop off. But he's on the softs. It's the best slick tyre you can be on in these conditions. I think he can make this work. I think he's got a definite top 5 here. Definite. I think P4 is the minimum he can probably get if he keeps it clean. And he has only lost about 2.5 seconds to Bird. But he's on old soft, so maybe about 3 seconds a lap. So that is 15 seconds. So well, maybe 12 seconds now. So it's going to be close. We'll see how much Tharlo catch up to side effects. Might even go in the race section and compare lap times. It gives us a bit of an indication, try and give us a bit of predictions of how it's going to work. But it doesn't look good, does it? There's slicks now. They really seem to be struggling now. 1:43.4. He's 12 seconds off the pace. He's 5 seconds lap faster than side effects. 5 seconds. What did Joey do? Joey did a 1:41.3. So still 3 seconds off Tharlo. And I also know Joey is the better driver other than side effects. Well, personally, I think anyway. But yeah, still about 3, maybe 4 seconds a lap. So Austin Cox might get Joey here, because I think he might get past probably by the end of this lap. And I think he build more than 3 seconds in the space of 3 laps. He's already got the position done. 3 Megas and Beckett's. The grip's just there now. Joey's just going to use some slipstream just to tug him along the way a little bit. But straight away we'll lose time through the corners. But I still think this is better than pitting. We'll compare that to Dilemma. We'll see where Dilemma is. Oh, it's been a massive crash! I just caught that! Nicholas has just gone off. I don't know exactly what happened there. Nicholas has been involved in a massive chain of reaction there with the, looks like, rest of these guys. Tharlo and side effects now swapping places. Side effects is now just driven off the circuit. Tharlo's going to drive around outside. And McLaren's been punted off by Nicholas. Dilemma. Oh, it's going to be close. Nicholas gets through. So, Darkin has got to find 7 seconds in 3 laps. I think he can do that. He's just gained a second and a half just right there. Yeah, I'm starting to think now that he should have pitted because it's very slippery now. Yeah. It's getting to the point now I think he should have pitted because at this point now he's going to be dropping behind Hamza at this rate. Did Nicholas just have another moment? What's going on here? Even Hamza's now breezing past it now. It's not been a simple race for Hamza in the end. Side by side, it's not going to work, and both of them go flying off the circuit. I don't know what's going on here. This is I don't know if this is Lewis Hamilton versus Max Verstappen here. Where they like to push each other off the circuit so much that they don't even near the circuit anymore. Sandflex is now down to P14. I think that just shows the pace drop now. Yeah, it's too wet now. Yeah, and follows, yeah, it's just driven out. Oh, in the moment, that's the worst you could do is be going outside to somebody on the tyres are not supposed to be on. Because Dilemma, he was fighting, he's now overtaken him. The slicks was not working. Dilemma just smacked into the back of him. And yet, Joey, unfortunately, has made the wrong choice. It was the intermediates was the choice to go on. But even for Dilemma, he still pitted, I think, a lap too late. But yeah, definitely, the pit stop was definitely worth it. Obviously, Jerry has to stay out now. There's no point pitting now. But yeah, he's going to be at the points. So, fortunately, it's one of those races where you take a risk, but it doesn't work out in the end. Yeah, look, he's actually gone now. It's completely gone. Yeah, that is how I'm out the points. Unfortunately for Jerry, that just hasn't worked. It's one of those weird ones where you try something different, you hope it works, and it just doesn't. It gets too slippery. Like I said, being on the right tire at the right time is so important. Sometimes in Monday you have to do an extra pit stop, but sometimes making a pit stop when you don't necessarily should do is the best point. Like, so some people Birds pitted really early, which just helped him because he pitted before and he had to pitted under the safety car. But then you have people like Arstox who also did the same, but he pitted a lap later. But then you got people like Darkin and Tierman and Tharlow who were some of the first people to actually pit for intermediates after the safety car, and end up still working for them. Obviously, better to pit under the safety car. So, like I said, it only works unless if it gets wet enough. Well, last lap of the race then. Birds easily got this. Ossie Knox P2 should have it easily in the bag as well. Darkin's 9 seconds behind him. But Darkin has got Tierman for company. Looks like it's going to be another no interviews because the one other apparatus. PC, PlayStation, PC. So, and Tierman's also on the PC, so can't get from me either. Bird's finally going to win a race then. It's tier 2. I'm sure he'll be all happy if he won a race in tier 1. And he has won the tier 2 British Grand Prix then. As the British driver, the season STB legend has won the race. Pierre Ossie Knox finishes P2. Should be very happy with that. Oh, Darkin's been punted by Diamond, and look at Darkin will have it in the end. Darkin will get on the podium. Tierman will have to settle for P4. Tharlow spins it across the line in P5. Delama P6 with the penalty. Hamza P7, no, P8. Nicholas seems to have got him 9 thousandths a second. between Dynamo and Nicholas. I think there might be the penalty there. Danny P9, unfortunate for him. We could hope a bit more considering the wet conditions, but clearly hasn't worked for him today. Avli P10, Wetui P11, Maldi P12, Samples P13, Cameron P14, Nikati P15, and unfortunately the two people are 6 on slicks. There's the last. It's just luck. There's no grip at this point. There is zero grip. You may as well stick to some icing skates on the car, even though it's wet and not ice. Yeah. But yeah, clearly did not work in the end. Actually, that's say these rounds. But yeah, internet was the way in the end. And that's what happens when you decide to take a risk and it doesn't work out. Like I say, if you do opt for it and then you realise it's the wrong choice, you're gonna make that decision to change as soon as you can, because once it's too late, it's too late. And I think that was the case with Joey. He stayed out, and if he's pitted, I think he will probably be in the same position as now, probably too far behind, because it was quite close in that midfield and that back area of the group, of the grid there. So, you know, as soon as you lose one, you lose the rest. That is a win then for Burden. P1 for him. Been an interesting race, but considering there's 20 people, I was expecting a little bit more. I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting a little bit more for 20 drivers here. I think tier 2 is just a bit. It can either be great results or it can just be very anticlimactic. Hamza did get the fastest of the race, so he just got an extra point. But yeah, Bird won then with Osinox P2, Dark Engineer P3, TMM P4, Thala P5, Dana P6, Nicholas P7, Hamza P8, Danny P9, Anthony P10, and then non-points were Wetui, Maldi, Sniper C, Cami, McCatty, Joey, and side effects. And the DNFs were Spenny, Blaze, and the other two got disqualified for blocking the pit exit after spinning out after the second safety car. Shame, because I started P2. Could have been a lot more. Same as Hamza. The top two had a terrible race. So, yeah. And that is going to be it then, because there won't be interviewees, because they're all on different consoles. So, that was it then. Tier 3 tomorrow. Make sure you don't miss that. Shouldn't do. Don't want to. It's always an exciting race. Be me in a commentary box once again. Callum is no longer to be seen. He has disappeared into space. That's it then. So thank you very much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. If you don't see you tomorrow, next week, back for Tier 1. It is the Belgian Grand Prix, I believe. So that'll be another good race to watch. So come back for us then for another exciting race next week. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye.